Well, it's important to understand the difference between Bitcoin and banking. So with banking, when you deposit your money, the bank becomes the legal owner of your money. They also spend it as they wish in the financial markets, and they also create money when they issue loans. With Bitcoin, you own your money. It's on your phone, you own it. You are the legal owner. You can spend it as you wish. This is my Bitcoin debit card, which allows me to spend it anywhere where a credit card is actually accepted. And the people who participate in the network can also get involved in creating the currency as well.
But who is it ultimately backed by? I mean, one of the reasons the US dollar is the world's safe haven currency is because we know who its lender of last resort is in times of crisis or turmoil. Who is that entity for Bitcoin?
Well, Bitcoin was built upon principles to mimic, much like gold, where there's a fixed supply. It doesn't engage in the process of creating more gold than actually exists, like banks do with money. So therefore, it doesn't actually need that because it's backed by, and this is a bit that people find hard to understand, but cryptography and maths, and therefore anybody can look at the code and they can see that there's sound principles behind how this currency is created. It trades on a free market, so people very much focus on the price of Bitcoin, but it doesn't actually need that backing in order to make it. That requires a bit more understanding of how the code works.
But given the volatility that we have seen in the cryptocurrency over the past 12 months, I mean, you're a former investment banker, a trader as well. Would you recommend investors out there to buy Bitcoin?
Well, I believe that there's a lot of untapped value. I think that the innovation of programmable money has got significantly further to go. But markets are very, very unpredictable right now. We've seen quantitative easing push money into the stock markets, people borrowing at virtually 0%, buying back stocks, the bond market, the property market bubbles. And in that whole time, the asset class that should have risen, gold, has only just started to turn around. I think that you'll see Bitcoin follow gold at the moment because it's very much a hedge against the financial crisis. And remember, we have not seen any solutions since the financial crisis, and it's banking as normal.
Let's talk a bit about your Bitcoin debit card that you just showed us, because that is a development I'm not sure everyone is aware of, that it can be used in everyday trade in the same way that normal money can. So is that quite a recent development, and what does it enable you to do?
Well, you have to remember that over the years now, Bitcoin is a 6 years experiment, as it were. We've had now approximately $500 million of venture capital invested in startups and businesses that are building on top of this Bitcoin network. So now what we're seeing is a lot of that money coming through in building applications that make Bitcoin easy for people to use. As I said, Bitcoin is still at where internet was in 1995, for geeks, hard to understand. But what we're going to see in 2015 is much, much more applications that make people use Bitcoin without even knowing that they're using Bitcoin, because there's significant improvements in what Bitcoin actually does. And entrepreneurs are developing all those applications right now.